I couldn't sleep last night, at least not very well. My brain has been filled with like nightmare fuel ever since I read the story or trending story that's been breaking out through social media about OceanGate and their missing Titan submersible. So basically, there is this submersible, not a submarine, a submersible. The reason why I'm calling it that is because a submersible is has limited power and range. It's not a submarine where it's like, oh, has its own power and it can actually lift itself back into the surface if it wants to. A submersible can't do that. The submersible has 5 people inside. One pilot, 4 people, each of which spent $250,000 to go to the deep depths of the ocean to view the Titanic. That's deep in the waters, right? And basically, this submersible is missing. There are 5 people in there, and they have 96 hours of oxygen inside of that submersible. And as of 9:20 a.m., we have about roughly around 30 hours to look for them because yeah, they're missing. So basically, what's been going on is that OceanGate has like this ship. They dropped the submersible and everything, and this ship in the surface is communicating with the Titan via text message. Sort of a red flag, we'll get to that. And now, all of a sudden, they also operate the submersible through, well, inside the submersible, they're operating the submersible through a touchscreen and a Logitech controller, which costs no more than like $20 or $30. So this news kind of broke out, and many people are saying that how that's kind of weird. How do you spend so much money on a submarine or on a company or charge people this much money to see the Titanic? And you're only spending, no more than like $100, $200 on operating the submersible, like an Xbox controller, for instance. And I just want to tell people that that's not a foreign concept. It's not a new thing. Like, there are people that operate U.S. drones with Xbox 360 controllers. And the reason why we use video game controllers is because it's easier to use. Even for people that are starting to get into operating, machines and vehicles, they're given controllers because it's so easy to get into. It's entry level friendly. It's not complicated. Everyone has played a video game at least once in their lives, so it's very easy to grab a controller and say, okay, you use this to move. Use this to look. You use this to move. Something like that. You get the gist. But other than that, I don't think the controller is the red flag here, though. Let's be realistic. There could be a malfunction with the controller. I'm not eliminating the controller completely, but this is what I'm seeing right now. I don't think the controller is their biggest issue when it was just disclosed that they were communicating with the ship via text message. I don't understand how text messaging was their main source of communication, and now they can't even connect to the Titan at all. I really feel they could have done better than that, they can't communicate with them. It's the scariest thing. You're stuck in a metal coffin with 4 other people, 40 hours of oxygen left. There's darkness around you. You don't even know where you are. You could be out of range of the ship, mind you, because the ship has limited range. So if you're out of range of that ship, you're in deep shit. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm laughing not because I find this situation hilarious, but more so because I'm coping. Okay, I haven't slept. I've thought about this. I've had a little bit of anxiety attacks over this. I was coping through the whole thing because the ocean is a very terrifying thing. It's not a force to be reckoned with. When you're lost in the ocean, that is a completely different vibe of terror compared to being lost in a forest. There's like I always mention to people, there's different versions of darkness, and I think the ocean has a type of darkness that no other place in the world would achieve. There's so much mystery inside the ocean. We know more about the space outside of planet Earth than what's in our waters. So to be stuck in a metal coffin for 96 hours, no food, no water, limited oxygen, you can't even get out. Even if you wanted to, you say, you know what, screw it. If we don't make it, we don't make it. You can't, because I think they're locked from the outside. for, I guess, for security or safety reasons. So now we're on a countdown. We have like 30 hours until they have to be saved, and I just think that's really terrifying. It really is. Like, just thinking about it, it just sends chills down my spine. It sounds like a horror movie. It really does. It sounds like a horror movie. But other than that, I just think about it and I'm just like shocked. I'm not sure if y'all thought about it too and thought to yourself, like, yeah. Like, there's times where I don't even want to go on a cruise because just the thought of, say, like, God forbid, a cruise starts sinking and you're stranded in the middle of the ocean, what are you to do? Like, hopefully rescue arrives, but if so, how long will it take until rescue arrives? But other than that, I just wanted to talk about it real quick. I do have to go to work like in the next like 20, 30 minutes, and I have to try to edit this as soon as possible. But I'm going to give you a quick clip of my first impressions of the situation when someone brought it up to me not too long ago when I was like live streaming last night. And just shoot a comment down below and let me know what you think about the whole situation because it's sad. It's sad. I really hope that they find them in time. Yes, there's gonna be people poking fun at them because it's like, oh, it's a bunch of rich people that wanted to see the Titanic. You spent $250,000. You're an idiot for that. And I'm like, yeah, but rich people are gonna do rich things. Like, why would you wish death on someone trying to enjoy like an adventure? I wouldn't wish that on them because you spent $250,000. But I'm not even gonna get into that. But other than that, I'm just gonna show you guys a live stream, and I will see you then. What to know about the five passengers? Hang on. CEO. Let me share this real quick with you guys. Just put you guys right over here. So, long story, there was this small submarine that went down to explore the Titanic wreck, 13K meters underwater, that went missing. The story around it is really interesting and kind of dumb. I say CEO, Ocean Expedition was on board, piloting missing right off the coast of Boston. During the mission to explore wreckage for the Titanic, the company said Tuesday there is less than 40 hours of oxygen supply left on the missing vessel named Titan, which is carrying 5 people. 40 hours of oxygen. Is that 40 hours since the disappearance or 40 hours the moment they embark on the journey? Let's see. British billionaire Hamish Harding, the owner of Action Aviation, also among the 5 people in the vessel, along with the French dive expert Paul Henry, Pakistani businessman, and his son Solomon, searching for a missing. That's pretty crazy. The wreckage of the Titanic, iconic ocean liner that sank more than, yeah, of course. 90. The sub had up to 96. Okay, so there you go. Upon embarking on this journey, it had 96 hours of oxygen, but now it has about roughly 40 since missing. Right. So now it has 40 hours left. That's crazy. So you basically have less than 2 days to find these people, or it's a wrap. The price of a spot on the submersible was $250,000. It was only its third trip since OceanGate Expeditions began offering trips in 2021. Wait, so was this like for research, or was this just like a something that you could just do, like some rich people stuff? Canada sends ship specializing in dive medicine. It's not research. So it's just looking at the Titanic just for shits and giggles. I noticed the article was saying like, oh, British billionaire, owner of a company, a French dive expert, like a businessman. And I'm like, this sounds like some rich people activity that gone wrong. King Charles asks to be updated on Titan passenger. Yeah, because a British billionaire is in there. Has been asked to be kept up to date in his thoughts and prayers with the families with all those involved in the rescue operation. That's pretty fucking crazy. That's scary. I there's a reason why I stay away from anything involving the ocean. Like even when it comes to yachts. I mean yachts. Wow. Imagine. Um, when it comes to like cruises and everything. Because I do feel that the fear of the ocean is justifiable. When people say like, nah, I don't like the ocean. I don't want to go near the ocean. I can kind of understand that. Like, I don't think people understand how sensitive humans are when it comes to the ocean. Like an immense body of water. It doesn't even have to be an ocean. It could be like a lake, like Lake Superior. You know, it's crazy. I think a teaspoon of water in your lungs, directly going into your lungs, is enough to kill a human. You know, we're a walking contradiction. We're made up of water, but like a little bit of water in our lungs could kill us. You know, like a place where water should not be. It's a very scary thing. And sometimes I think about it, like say like you're on a beach and you're walking into the ocean. You know, you're having fun at the beach, you know, summertime and everything, and you could look down and you can see yourself walking and everything. Then it gets deeper and you start to float, you start swimming and everything. But then there's this sudden sense of dread when you look down while you're floating on the surface and it's just darkness. I sent a TikTok in Discord that shows how small the sub is, and it's kind of funny how they're controlling the sub. Wait, so there's no professional that's running the submarine? It's just, I mean, there should be no. They said one of them was like a dive expert, no? No, it wasn't here. It said it here. French dive expert. Wouldn't Paul be the one manning the submarine? No, but that's scary. Honestly, that's very scary. And mind you, they're in a submarine in the middle of the ocean. Like there is nowhere you can go. Like you're basically trapped. You're like imagine looking at the clock and saying, "Yo, like if we don't get any help, we got 40 hours to live." Like that sense of impending doom gives me like the craziest anxiety. Hopefully they're okay. Hopefully they find them in time. But that's fucked up. All right, let me get back to the game. That's kind of crazy though. That's honestly really freaking crazy because it's like again, and a lot of people think like, oh, like you know where they went. Why not just go there and look around the Titanic? Like it's not that easy. They're just using a $50 Logitech controller that Jimmy rigged to control the sub. I'm gonna have to look more into that. But I was thinking, I was like, so is are they actually controlling it, or do they have some like a professional that's manning the whole thing? I mean, I don't care if you're rocking a $50 Logitech controller. If you're a professional and you can rock it, then by all means go right ahead. You know, like I don't. I've seen people in the military use like an Xbox 360 controller to man like a fucking robot. You know, like I'm not gonna front on that, but that's still pretty crazy.